Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Alyssa. And what follows is a tale woven with the threads of a choice she came to regret, a decision that would alter the very fabric of her relationship forever. As I crossed the threshold of the hidden beach house, an electric tension hung in the air, palpable and alive. This weekend was meant to be a straightforward getaway, a chance to inhale deeply and find balance. Yet from the instant he stepped through the door, the atmosphere transformed entirely. Ethan, my best friend's husband, a figure shrouded in boundaries, forever untouchable. Yet, when his gaze met mine across the softly illuminated space, my heart began to race. He possessed a quiet intensity, rugged and confident, that imbued every interaction with a sense of significance. We were never truly solitary in our journey. The air was alive with the sound of friends laughing and sharing stories, yet amidst it all, I could sense his eyes on me, quiet, yet unmistakably intentional. A fleeting glance, a moment that stretched as you handed me a drink. Those subtle instances that would slip by unnoticed by others. Yet each one weighed heavily on my heart. As the night deepened, a tempest surged forth, confining us within our shelter. The power flickered away, leaving the candle-lit room cloaked in shadows, its walls closing in, creating an atmosphere that felt both too small and achingly intimate. In search of fresh air, I ventured out onto the balcony where the rain silenced the clamor from within. And then he appeared. Rest eluded me, his voice resonated, rich and layered with an enigmatic quality. With a mind swirling with thoughts, I answered, my breath faltering. He rested against the railing next to me, so near that I could sense his presence enveloping the air around us. The tempest mirrored in his gaze, and the air around us crackled with an unvoiced tension, thick and palpable. I ought to have taken a step back, to have woven a thread of distance, yet I remained. The rain embraced my skin, my dress heavy with moisture, and I sensed his eyes upon me. As he extended his hand, gently sweeping away a droplet of water from my shoulder, I found myself unexpectedly taken aback. This is quite the puzzle, he whispered, his voice low and thoughtful. I nodded, grasping the significance of his words. The truth of our circumstances was clear. Yet the weekend had only just started to unfold. The following morning, the storm had moved on, yet the heaviness of the night still hung in the air. I steered clear of Ethan, compelled myself to engage in conversations, chuckled at things that barely registered in my mind, yet I sensed his eyes upon me. A gaze that lingered in the shadows when no one else was aware. After lunch, I found my way to the beach, seeking a breath of fresh air, yearning for a moment of solitude. The waves danced upon the shore, their rhythmic crash harmonizing with the cool, salty breeze that whispered through my heated thoughts. With my eyes shut tight, I sought to find my footing once more. Alyssah's voice drew me in once more. I glanced over to see him standing just a few feet away, his expression filled with uncertainty. We must converse, he murmured softly. What is the tale about? I spoke softly. You know what, he replied, his gaze unwavering. As I inhaled deeply, it dawned on me that this dialogue was unavoidable. The tension that had been quietly brewing demanded our attention. This is intricate, I echoed, the very words he had spoken earlier. Indeed, he confessed quietly. Yet it does not alter the truth of the matter. A profound silence enveloped us, each of us grappling with the weight of unvoiced reflections. At last, I gave a slight nod, retreating a step, as I sought to reclaim the reins of my own heart. As the evening approached, the sun gracefully sank beneath the horizon, painting the sky with hues of gold and casting elongated shadows that danced across the beach house. The others had retreated indoors, their laughter and chatter drifting softly through the open doors. I stood at the balcony's edge, captivated by the rhythmic dance of the tide as it flowed in. Ethan materialized beside me, his presence a silent whisper in the air, palpable yet unvoiced. In a hushed moment, I confessed to myself the thought of departure. Why didn't you? He inquired, his tone unwavering. With a touch of sincerity, I responded. I don't know. We lingered in quietude, the burden of our decisions heavy upon our shoulders. The moment hung delicately in the air, imbued with meaning. A gentle nudge that some lines are best left untraveled. This is quite a challenge, I finally admitted. Indeed, he murmured, his eyes locked onto the distant horizon. And with that, the moment slipped away. A gentle realization that, although this weekend had shifted perspectives, certain decisions were wiser left untouched. As the sun vanished entirely, leaving just the soft shimmer of the beach house lights in its wake, I finally crossed the threshold indoors. The joyous laughter and lively chatter of our friends enveloped the room, anchoring me in the moment. Yet, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted, an unspoken understanding between us that lingered in the air, elusive and profound, yet impossible to articulate. The days that followed unfolded in a whirlwind of communal feasts, playful beach antics, and deep, lingering talks under the stars. I endeavored to keep myself engaged, to suppress the thoughts that surfaced each time I caught sight of Ethan. His presence lingered like a shadow, a subtle whisper of the threshold we had almost breached. In those moments, brief and fleeting, our eyes would lock across the room, weaving an unspoken connection between us. Instances when the clamor of the world slipped away, revealing solely the gravity of unspoken words. I pondered whether anyone had taken notice, if anyone could pierce through the meticulously crafted barrier we were striving to uphold. As the weekend drew to a close, a warm bonfire flickered to life on the beach, casting a glow that danced with the waves. The flames twirled in the darkness, casting playful shadows on faces as tales were exchanged. Laughter resonating into the night. I perched on the outskirts of the gathering, my thoughts drifting like smoke, the fire's glow offering scant comfort against the deep-seated chill of doubt that lingered inside me. Gradually, individuals started to meander off, seeking solace in the house or wandering for a peaceful stroll by the water's edge. As I lingered by the fire, the embers flickered and faded, my mind wandering through a tapestry of memories. Alyssa, his voice pierced the stillness. I gazed upward, and there he stood, silhouetted at the boundary of the flickering flames. "Greetings," I persevered, mustering a faint smile. He settled next to me, the distance between us embodying both a sense of ease and a test of our connection. For a moment, silence enveloped us, as neither of us found the words to break the stillness. The waves whispered gently behind us, their sound a calming lullaby, persistent yet tender. "Concerning all matters," he commenced, his voice calm and unwavering, "it's important for you to understand that I never intended for any of this to unfold." I nodded slowly, allowing the gravity of his words to settle within me. "I understand." "I didn't, to dot it simply. Well, it became intricate," he confessed. His eyes locked on the fading embers. "Indeed," I murmured. "Yet perhaps it's wiser to let it rest here, within the confines of this weekend. Let it linger as a cherished memory, not a regrettable mistake." Our gazes intertwined, revealing a blend of remorse and comprehension. In that moment, a profound sorrow lingered, a recognition that although the pull was unmistakable, the repercussions loomed far too heavy. "Indeed," he finally admitted, "perhaps that is for the greater good." As the fire dwindled to glowing embers, a quietude enveloped us, not burdensome or tense, but a soft embrace of understanding. The weekend transformed us, yet it need not be the measure of who we are. As we made our way back to the house, a palpable sense of closure enveloped us, a silent understanding that it was time to release what had been. And just like that, the weekend came to a close. The beach house stood quiet, friends shared warm embraces, and heartfelt promises to stay connected were made. Ethan and I exchanged a fleeting, silent farewell, a subtle, bittersweet smile lingering between us before we went our separate ways. As I reflect on my journey, it becomes clear that certain choices transcend mere desires of the present. They are intricately tied to the individuals we aspire to be. As the echoes of that weekend resonate, they remind us of a boundary held firm, a line that, though it may have appeared hazy, was never crossed.